basically, TIDRE, Towards an Inclusive Design of the Renewable Energy Transition, is a project that is funded by the EU, administered by the GIZ, and implemented by the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia. So the objective of the project was to electrify peri-urban and rural Namibia with renewable energy. To this point, we have electrified 180 households. Our target is to electrify a total of 300 households within peri-urban areas as well as rural areas within Namibia. We are proud to say that the European Union is actually the main financier for this specific project. But we also have to acknowledge that the Namibian government co-funded a portion of that project. The totality of the funding for the project to this point stands at 2 million euros, a majority of which has gone into the execution and the rollout as well as the administration of the complete project. I think we fully understand that the Namibian grid can only extend to a certain point economically. So that is where your renewable energy actually comes in to fill the gap. So what we have done is we have implemented embedded generation technologies to actually electrify the specified areas where obviously the grid cannot reach. We have done this in the form of solar home systems as well as centralized home systems. And I think the biggest project that we are currently, or biggest portion of the project that we are rolling out is actually for microgrid that will then have a transmission line that will then supply, I think, a majority of close to 100, between 100 to 200 households. So very innovative, state-of-the-art technology that we are applying. And we are also doing this obviously to develop new systems of helping Namibia become self-sustainable when it comes to electricity by using renewable energy means, apart from the fact that obviously it's a clean form of energy. I think at the end of the day, local communities, the recipients of this product. So it's quite essential that before we actually implement the product, that we actually consult them, get their buy-in, make sure that they have an understanding of what is being brought to their communities. But apart from that, I think it's quite essential also that the communities take ownership of these specific technologies, because what we've seen in the past generally is, you have entities come in to the implementation of the projects without buy-in, without training, without capacity building for the communities. And that always ends up with a situation whereby the technology is either vandalized, the technology is basically not maintained in the correct way. So we feel that at the end of the day, community buy-in, community involvement is very important. And we do that specifically in TIDRE through capacity building, where we make sure that we empower the community to actually uphold the standards and maintain the specific systems post implementation and installation. I think our objective at COP29 is obviously to showcase the work that we have done with the project. And then obviously also there's no project that's big enough. So what we're looking is prospects of scalability. So basically also engaging various entities as well as DFIs, financiers, technology partners to try and see how we can actually then extend the reach of the projects within Namibia. We recently also had a panel discussion with various stakeholders from Namibia, basically speaking about the energy sector within Namibia. And I think the biggest takeaway obviously from this panel discussion is very pro-renewable. We had a discussion with the Electricity Control Board, also the CCIU unit of government under the GIZ. The message that we generally got was that renewable is the future. And at the end of the day, the ECB as a control board has basically been working on renewable or pro-renewable policies such as the MSB modified single buyer, as well as your off-grid electrification policies, just to ensure that once we implement projects of this nature, that they are structured, they are regulated, and they are implemented in the correct manner. The other one is also, obviously, we discussed a lot of trends that are emerging within the renewable energy space, such as green hydrogen, and how this is going to impact, I think, the energy mix going forward. And then finally, also, we can't ignore the emergence of oil and gas, I think, within the Namibian energy sector, and also basically looking at more sustainable ways of harvesting oil and gas, such as producing LNG and LPG for cleaner cooking and reducing, at the end of the day, those carbon emissions and helping Namibia achieve its NDCs.